Hi everyone, welcome to the Women in Agriculture series presented by NL Young Farmers and Agriculture in the Classroom NL. Today we will be heading out to Brookfield Road in St. John's and talking to Mary and Susan Lester of Lester's Farm Market. Let's go!
My name is Mary Lester. I am the oldest of this operation, and I've been in farming for a long time. I was born up on a dairy farm, so my role here is we're in the transition period where the younger people are taking over the farm, so I'm here more to guide them, but I still am actively seeding, transplanting, making decisions on, helping them make decisions on finances and what crop we're going to put in and what seeds we're putting in.
All right, my name is Susan Lester Ryan. I am the daughter of Mary, who is very modest in what she does. Mom is actually the matriarch and the reason why we are here as a farm business. So my roles on the farm have been following in the footsteps of my mom and kind of expanding as it needs to with the growing community around us. So a lot of my job is dealing with the social media aspect, the marketing. I also do a lot of the planting, a lot of the planning, and I am really involved with the educating of the customers and the kids and the school tours that come here as well.
So I was interested in farming right from the beginning. My dad and mom were also involved in farming, so I always liked it. I always liked to see things grow. I always liked working with animals, and it was in my dream one of those days I would be involved in it some way a little bit more than weeding and turning the cows in and stuff like that. When I got married then, we were into the dairy and that, and I got outdoors more, and I started participating in outside more, and a lot of the finances and record keeping I done, and went out and helped around the farm whenever I could. And then we started growing vegetables, and I found that to be an interesting challenge and a great opportunity for us to grow. So I'm happy I decided to do what I did.
And I guess for me, like most farm kids, I grew up being, this was my first job, whether it was by choice or kind of that's how the kids were looked after. My first few memories were turning the soil in the soil bin when mom and dad were planting in the greenhouse. So I guess it's always been a part of me, and I think in my heart I always knew that I would be here anyways. I just didn't know in what capacity. So growing up through school, this was mine as well as many of my friends. This was their summer job, springtime, fall time around school. And then after I went to university and did my Bachelor of Arts and then my Bachelor of Education, I came back here full time, where I used my degrees to use for social media as well as educating the kids and adults about what we do here on the farm.
That's one thing that I've always encouraged. You have to go get some kind of education to help you grow, no matter, it gives you an open mind and it gives you an opportunity in other things. So each of them went to university or some kind of other education before they came back to the farm fully. Through the years, a lot have changed. Technology has made our world so much more approachable, and once upon a time when we just went by phone, getting a piece of equipment was so hard. You had to call I don't know how many places to do it. But now today the boys get on their computers and Susan, and they look at it, oh, we can actually do this that will help us grow something better. And they're always on, you know, it was in days and they have it. Whereas before it's probably going to be a year before you get it. So technology has made our world smaller, but way more approachable and knowledgeable and
Efficient.
Efficient, yes, that's it. And like if they have problem with the machinery, again they get on the iPads and they look and they sometimes can fix it by themselves just by watching that. You can keep educating yourself all the time. I see those on podcasts, and they sit webinars whenever they get a chance. They're driving the tractor and they have not a podcast in their ear. Same thing with her. She's doing something, but she also is listening to, well, how do we make this day longer? How do we get our vegetables to grow faster? And what varieties are doing well? So there's so much there now as far as technology goes.
All right, and as for me, although I have a much lesser time frame than Mom, I have noticed some changes for sure. So aside from the technology and the advances in just the best practices for agriculture and whatnot, it's also the support of the community. So because there's less people doing things on like a slightly bigger scale, now you see a lot more of the community coming out and supporting local farmers, which is great. I really do think that there has been a great push towards the local food movement within the past even 10 years. I think there's been a push, but definitely since I want to say the 90s. So which is really great, because then it gives hope for people for the future in agriculture, whether you're in it or about to get in it as well. Okay, so the best part of the job for me is probably the fact that I get to work with family every day. I work alongside my mom every single day that I'm here. And although there's times when we're still trying to mesh the new and the old together to make what could be the absolute best, I'm learning so much from her every single day. And aside from the whole aspect of working with your family and working as a family, I guess it's also, I just really like watching things grow. I love planting time when we start doing that in the winter, when it's a snowstorm outside, you're dressed up in your snowsuit, you get to go down to the greenhouse, you're planting plants and seeds, and then you come back in a few weeks' time and you see everything start to pop up. It's a super rewarding job because you work really hard, you work hard, play hard kind of deal. So you put a lot of energy and time and commitment into everything that you do here, and then you get to see harvest time or flower season, you get to see things bloom. I also really like how it always changes. I am never bored here, ever. And there's so many things that can be done. So I guess with mine, I'm constantly telling people about what we do and why we do things. So I really like informing people, because I want people to know that farming is more than what they think. There's so much more to it, and I really like how I can share that with people.
Yep. There's so much, when I look back through the years, that I have enjoyed. I think right now, some of the stuff that we're growing that we thought we could never grow, I'm very proud of the next generation and what we put into it to try to make it grow. When I see the big loads of pumpkins and potatoes and carrots and onions and parsnip and turnip come into the yard, and I'm thinking, oh my, I never thought in the day that I would see so much come in. So I am so proud that we can, as Newfoundlanders, can grow all that stuff. And getting to speak to customers is really awesome too. I've learned as much from them as I have they from me. And also, I'm always constantly learning from the younger generation. Maybe I don't put up a fight with, I put up a fight with it first, but then when they calm me down, I'll learn a lot. So I enjoy the seasons. You have a season of planting, then you have a season of harvesting, you have a season of storing, and then you start all over again. So I enjoy that part, and definitely I enjoy working with those guys. It's fun and challenging sometimes, right? But we make it through. And you know what else through the years? I'm so proud that so many girls have come and gotten into agriculture. When I was growing up, it wasn't a thing, and I always wanted to do it. Very few, but now there's so many girls that are interested in it, and they got so much to contribute. What has agriculture taught me in life? It has actually taught me how to solve problems sometimes. There's always an answer. I think that's what it teaches. When something goes wrong, there's a reason why. And it's taught us to dig down and find out what is the answer. So I think that's one way it's done it to me. How about you?
Yeah, I guess what it's taught me is to be resilient, to just overcome those challenges and find ways of adapting and changing and constantly growing.
Yeah, and it also has taught us, like, not all the time does everything work out.
No.
Right?
But it's also to not get bogged down in those times that things don't work out.
Yeah.
When you and Dad first tried pumpkins, I mean, pumpkins are a huge hit for us in October month.
Yeah.
But the first few years you tried them,
Just didn't work
they
out.
didn't work.
No.
Then there was another year later that we planted 15,000 pumpkins and harvested 200 very green pumpkins. And,
Yeah.
you know, we could have gave up then, but
Yeah. And that's like the time when we started with strawberries. They're a little bit, but through Chris's like attending things, it's worked out. So has taught that there's ways to solve problems that come up. So
yep, don't
Yeah.
take farming personally. You just
Yeah.
have to figure out what's going on and go from
yeah,
there. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty daunting for anyone getting involved with the industry because there is, number one, it's hard work, but then on top of that, it's also hard to have your own farm because there's a lot of upfront cost, and sometimes that's not feasible for everyone. Both of us were fortunate enough to grow up with family farms, so, you know, we were kind of born and raised and kind of found our path and what we were best at on each of those farms. Get out to farms and talk to the farmers. Hear the good and the bad. Learn from their good days, but equally from their bad days as well.
yeah. It's good to see that. I know from when we started here in the market that there's more girls coming to want to be on the farm, which is really good. And they don't mind. They do everything. They transplant, they seed, they harvest, they'll do everything, and they love every single minute of it. Okay, what advice should I give to anybody, any ladies new in the agricultural industry? Don't give up, get educated, and you're going to have to work hard. It's like everything, you're not going to get it easy, but it will have its rewards. So, how about you?
Yeah, kind of just building off of what you said. You need to get some form of education. It doesn't necessarily have to be agriculture based because there are so many opportunities and different jobs. Again, me myself, I have a Bachelor of Arts with an English major, a biology minor, and then I have a Bachelor of Education. So find what you're interested in and make that work for what you want to do, because then it makes it a lot easier to get out of bed every single day and get through the hard days, especially in this industry. And then get out and learn. Get out and learn, get some education, and keep evolving yourself so that you never stand still, because you can't do that in this industry.
Oh, that's so true. Never stand still. Always keep educating yourself and trying new things.